Hey, what's going on? I'm going to show you guys how I animated the new for 2021 Inferno Pumpkin Skeleton. How I ended up using it was using pneumatics. So we used 2 cylinders, a 2-inch cylinder, 1/16 bore for the head turn, and a 1/16 that's 2-inch stroke for the head turn, and then a 1-inch stroke, 1 1/16 bore cylinder for the mouth movement. So we can jump into here and show you guys how we ended up doing that. So we took the head off, of course, took that quick connector flange piece off. We took a 4-inch piece of flat stock and put that to the top, put some 1-inch flat stock to the sides, drilled some 1/4-inch holes, and secured it. We also welded that top piece on there, cut the top extra nub off, so everything's secured onto the rod that goes down to the spine. And then for the cable that goes to the eyes, we're going to have to solder that up, hardwire that connector direct to it. But we notched that out, so instead of the cable coming out the top, it comes out the side a little bit. Just use the angle grinder for that. So in here you can see how we cut out the bottom of the pumpkin head. We marked the sides where we're going to cut the jaw off, and there it is. Cut the jaw off. We just use, like I said, we just use the 4.5-inch angle grinder. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. The thing is going to be 12 feet in the air, so nobody's really going to see any fine details. So then I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do the head movement. I took 2 of these 1/2-inch bore pillow block flange bearings, and you got to put 2 together or else they're self-aligning, so they'll swivel. So we got that bolted up, and what I'm going to do is ended up bolting or welding the bolts to that 4-inch flat stock that's on the stump of the neck. And then what we'll do is reconnect those bearings. So here you can see I just ran a couple quick tacks. So now that the bolts are connected to the frame of the skeleton, and then just ran some Teflons in there. I did have to cut the tops off to make clearance for the bearings, but you can see how both are connected, both run through. So now you got a bearing in there, and that's what I'm showing you where I had to cut the bearings off, or the bolts off, so they didn't hit the top. So this is how I ended up doing the connection for the head onto the bearings. Like I said, it's a 1/2-inch diameter bore bearing, so 1/2-inch diameter round stock rod slides right in the inside. I welded a 1-inch square tube to that, which is going to get mounted to the, you can see we got it bolted to the pumpkin head, and then that slides in there. Now there's some set screws on the bearings that will hold that rod in place. Now you can see how it's also looks like it's flimsy. So what I ended up doing was drilling a couple holes, one on each side and one in the back too. I didn't show, but and then ran some 1/4-inch rod to the bolt holes, and we ran just some flat stock to connect it, so that stiffens up the entire frame. That's how the mouth is moved. Just ran some 1/4-inch heim joints, sleeved it all through, so that's acting as our hinge. And then we got the cylinder mounted in. That's, like I said, 1-inch stroke. So the cylinder is mounted in there. What it does is just pushes and pulls. Not the best video. I'm trying to do this with one hand and hold the pumpkin head and also make it move. But you could see how the pivot of the cylinder moves up and down. In return, it turns that 1/4-inch rod that goes through the heim joints. So pretty basic. I wanted to have the cylinder hidden because on the older pumpkins we used a smaller cylinder, but that's what I had laying around, so I had to use that one. So now I got the mouth movement added on. What I did was just take another piece of 1/4-inch round stock and bend it, and then same exact way that I connected the sides of the pumpkin skull to the main frame. Just bolted it with 1/4 20 bolts, and then welded the 1/4-inch round stock to that other bar that turns that the cylinder connected to. So pretty basic design, but it works super good, super smooth. And then you can see this is how I did the head movement. So I just used scrap that I had laying around. Knocked this out pretty quick. This is a 2-inch stroke cylinder, so cylinder just mounts to the back. I just welded it on a tab to push and pull that head. So that just goes up and down, left and right. Just made sure my clearances were good. And then, everything looked good. Everything was tight, fit up good. And then got the pneumatics rigged up, so gonna test it up with some air. So I'm running about 40 PSI through it. Of course, adjusted the speed with the adjustable mufflers, but this is gonna be in sync with our other OG 12-foot skeleton guy. So we'll have both guys talking, so we'll post a video of that soon once we get that going. And then if you guys want to check out our website, hallucinationscreationstore.com, we do a bunch of metal fabrication. We sell a bunch of do-it-yourself pneumatic kits, so prop jumpers, you name it, different type of pneumatic mechanisms, motorized mechanisms, stuff that you could easily build your own animated props. So you could also find us on Instagram and Facebook at hallucinationscreationstore.com. Cool. Thank you guys for watching.